Hey, what the hell is going on, you guys? It is We're playing NegativeAE, and welcome back to another episode of Higurashi When They Cry. Last we left off, we were about halfway through this little section of this chapter, so get into it. In the end, all of the onigiri was eaten by the principal, so I had to make do without lunch. That's right, we just finished the freaking curry making contest. Skipping lunch, I never knew the afternoon could be so long and painful. Feeling other than drowsiness made me space out.
大丈夫かな、ケイイチ君。だからレナのカレー食べなよって言ったのに。
As if I could eat this curry with enough salt in it to make my blood pressure just rise by looking at it. Is what I said as I initially refused. I could only regret it. The hunger. Stomach ache.
まあまあ、よくしのいだよ。あの絶対的な状況下からつくづくケイちゃんは追い詰められてからが強いね。
今はどんな褒め言葉もいらん。飯をくれ。
うちに帰れば何かあるんでしょ？
うちってお菓子とかの買い置きはないんだよ。カップ麺も今は底をついてるし。
我慢して待ってれば今日のお夕食はきっと美味しいよ。
I had absolutely no intention of laughing along.
じゃあ私はこの辺で。また今日もバイトでね。慣れない職種はしんどいよ。
That job at the Angel Mart family restaurant, huh? That uniform was somewhat stimulating.
やっぱウェイトレスさんってハードワークなんだな。
みーちゃんってウェイトレスさんやってるの？本当に本当に？どこのお店かな？
違う。私はそう先日のおもちゃ屋さんの店番なの。ウェイトレスさんはシオンで。
My bad. Completely forgot that was how it ended up being.
ごめん。あまりにもよく似てるから間違えた。
ケイイチ君、シオンって誰かな？
We're gonna ask the obvious question.
ミオンの双子の妹なんだよ。性格は違うけど外見は瓜二つなんだ。
そう外見は似てるけど中身は大違いなんだよ。私は優しくて思慮深いけどシオンは冷めてておっかない性格なんだよね。
多分生まれた時にミオンの女の子らしい部分はミオンと違って実にはにかんだ笑顔の似合う可愛い女の子なんだ。
Rena interjected as her eyes darted back and forth from our exchange.
そうなの？レナ会ったことないの？みーちゃん、妹がいるなんて話してくれたことあったっけ
Shion's existence was already being exposed as a cover-up. Couldn't help me on out here. I could only have her end the charade.
レナには紹介したことなかったかな。私の双子の妹でシオンって言うんだよ。
知らないよ。聞いてないよ。みーちゃん家に行っても会ったことないよ。
ほら知ってるでしょ？バッチャと住んでるのは私だけだから。シオンは沖宮の実家に住んでるの。あんまり仲が良くないからこっちには来ないんだけどね。
I'm thinking while this is happening. Rena's face indicated she wasn't sure if she was convinced. She was usually a bit of an airhead, but she was unusually sharp when it came to these kinds of things.
まあ嘘じゃないんだ。信じてやってくれ。
As she said, "Yeah, I believe you," a smile suddenly blossomed on Rena's face.
レナもいつか会ってみたいな。今度レナもお顔を見に行ってみるね。どこのお店で働いてるのかな？
Ah, she's getting more tangled in her little web. I'm thinking, guys. I could tell that Mion was getting increasingly frantic. I wanted to help her out, but it was hard for an outsider to butt in on family issues. This is a very interesting situation. It's playing like ridiculous music, like this is supposed to be comic filler. Unilaterally ending the conversation, Mion headed home. No matter how you looked at it, she was running away. We'll just label this one as an emergency escape.
みーちゃんなんだか可愛くなんでかななんでかな
Rena giggled in amusement. Okay, real quick. So that exchange is a little interesting. I don't know. So it's hard to say what's going on without knowing the exact time frame of whatever's happening right now. I know it's pretty. If we're being blunt about the time frame, this is a prequel. So I'm thinking that maybe wouldn't make much sense though. It wouldn't make sense based on like some of the stuff. I was thinking just now that Rena's sister is kind of safe from Rena where she is. And Rena is the evil one right now. And I might be right with my original theory way back in the first thing of this, where I said that Rena was the mastermind behind everything and that everybody else was kind of like, she like converted them and made them into like her puppets, and that's kind of how everything got started. If that is the case, that would further explain the theory of why Mion does not want Rena to find her sister, because of that whole demon shit. And then when Rena said I wonder, it was kind of reminiscent of when she was chasing you in the first one. I mean she says it all the time. She says it like literally every sentence, so that could just mean nothing. But the fact that like Mion's trying so hard to hide her sister, it could be, instead of what the game is trying to purvey upon me, which is that it's her, it could just be that she's scared for her sister's life and wants her sister to be normal, and that she knows that she's gone already. I don't know, because I'm also of the opinion that they have split personalities, where the demon is kind of a separate thing, and then the person inside them is still the person inside them, but they're not allowed to like do anything about it because they'll die or some shit. That could be a possibility. I'm just throwing stuff out of my ass now. Let's continue to read. I wonder when dinner is. Lying down be the best way to conserve energy? I sprawled in the entryway without even taking off my shoes. As I was losing the last vestiges of my consciousness, the doorbell rang. Seemed I had a guest.
はいどうぞ開いてますよ
I directed my listless voice at the door.
どうもこんにちはって
What the fuck?
何やってんですか
What the fuck? It seemed my guest was Mion, or rather Shion. I like Shion a lot better than I like Mion. So if we could just keep Mion as Shion for the time being. She seemed shocked when she saw me sprawled out in the entranceway.
シオンかまたどうして
Was that Shion? Wait, why? I thought Shion's existence was an illusion that was limited to when Mion was at the restaurant. That's why I never even considered that Shion would appear here.
お姉に聞きましたよ
I heard from my
今
sister.
日のお昼部活で大変なことがあって
Because the club
ご飯
activities you
食べら
weren't.
れなかったんですよね
Yeah, I keep talking over their voices because you were.
ああ大変だったぞさとこに鍋を倒されご飯はお前に盗まれて
だから私シオン
She grew red and began to mope. That's right, she was the younger twin now.
すまんすまん。それでなんだよ。空腹の俺のために差し入れでも持ってきてくれたのか？
ありゃ、図星を疲れちゃってなんだかがっかりですけど、これ。
The disappointed smile. Aw, she likes you. She likes you. That's so cute. Oh no, she's gonna die, isn't she, somehow? Oh no. They're making her really likable.
本当に差し入れなのかよ。
Well,
サンキュー。
they can't kill her yet
お
because
姉が学校に持って行ったハンバーグの残りがあったんで、ちょっと持ってきました。
stop it.
お夕飯前だとは思いますけど、いかがかなって思いまして。迷惑でしたか？
迷惑なんてめっそうもない。すげえ嬉しいよ。本当に食っていいのか？
Taking a look inside the box to say that she just put some leftovers inside would have been a lie. There was an elegant meal stuffed inside.
本当にいいのか？これタバスコとかがいっぱい入ってるとか、そういう冗談じゃないのかよ。
They can't kill her yet because she's associated with Mion right now.
もうお姉じゃないんですから。私そんなことしませんよ。別に嫌なら無理しなくても、帰って自分で食べちゃいますから。
Saying that she pouted cutely and made a motion as if to snatch the box back. I like this girl a lot. Favorite, best girl in the game. There were some times that made me doubt that she was the same person as Mion, and this was undoubtedly one of those moments.
全然嫌じゃないです。感謝の心を忘れずに噛み締めたいと思います。
そんな鼻水垂らされて感謝されるほどのことじゃ。
Doesn't help that the voice actor is really cool too. Shion, who had thought that I might not take the bento, looked down happily.
何もないけど上がってくか。お茶くらいなら出せるかも。
ごめんなさい。またの機会にします。私バイトに行く途中ですから。
That's right, she did say that
お
before.
弁当箱は適当に水洗いして、明日お姉にでも返しといてくださいね。
当然だぜ。こんなうまそうなのを食わせてもらったらそれぐらい礼儀だろう。
Then she's in contact with her sister, right?
じゃあ私はこれで。
Unless she's also a demon.
あと最後に。
She grew red as she looked down once more.
お姉がカレーの時、黙ってケイちゃんのご飯取っちゃいましたよね。悪ふざけが過ぎるとお姉、ついやりすぎちゃうんです。決して悪気があったわけじゃ。
おいおい、別に俺はあんなの何とも思っちゃいないぜ。部活の上でのことは恨みっこなしだからな。毎回スリリングに楽しませてもらってるのをこっちが感謝したいぐらいだぜ。そうミオンに伝えてくれるか？
はい。それお姉きっと喜ぶと思います。ではこの辺で。
Bowing deeply, she left as she looked at her watch.
嬉しいけど、これ本当に大丈夫なんだろうな。
I looked at the bento box that she left behind. A faint warmth spread through the palm of my hand. If it were Mion, I could see hot sauce mustard and maybe even a needle being mixed inside. But really, I don't think anyone would go so far as putting a needle in there. That's funny. I wonder if you played these in order. I wonder. I opened the box again and hesitantly tasted a bit. I took a bite. And another. There's no funny business. There's no danger at all, for it was delicious. That's right. That was Shion, not Mion. So there shouldn't have been anything to worry about. I rushed back to my room, eating as they gave my thanks. So delicious that my stomach could cry.
シオン、いや、ミオン。俺が空腹で死にそうって言ってたのを聞いて、大急ぎで持ってきてくれたのか。
It's delicious to the last bite. Ah, gosh, by the way, nothing strange had been mixed in. was a bit embarrassed at myself for being so skeptical. This is going to be weird for the episode because we're at the end here. And we're at 50 minutes, so we have to keep going for sure. We'll read the tip. We'll read the tip for sure. But we might stop at a weird spot here in the next one, just because of the odd ending of this. Oh, this is after the fact. Okay. More information.
Oi, Mio, これ。
何よケイちゃん。
Thrust the bento box she'd given me yesterday at her face. They keep doing this she
昨日差し入れてもらった弁当箱だよ。ごちそうさま。うまかったぜ。
あ、
Anne's face quickly flushed bright red. Hey now, you were the one pretending to be Shion when you gave it to me. You're gonna give it away if you get all red like that when you're being Neon. At this rate, she might trip and fall right into her own grave, so I decided to help her
あ
out.
のな、俺、昨日シオンがわざわざ家まで来て弁当を差し入れてくれたんだよ。で、これはその弁当箱。ちゃんと洗ってあるからな。
そうなんだ。シオンは気が利くね。
Oh, I hate you, game. Oh, I dislike that. No. it's so... It's really hard to explain Mion's reaction to her sister. And I don't... That's another thing. That's another thing. That's a good point. Was Mion always this terrible at lying? No, she's really good at lying. And especially in video games. But maybe it's because she likes a boy? Like, this is really hard to explain other than she's also Shion. But then she doesn't seem to remember what Shion does. So either... What is going on, game? What the hell is going on?
やつだと思うぞ。
We're
だ
like
って
two
双子
pieces.
なんだろ。
Twins,
似
right?
てて当然だよ。
じゃなくて、
Mion looked bewildered, like she was waiting for a specific answer. When she said impression, maybe she didn't mean Shion, but the bento?
ああ、もちろん。うまかったぜ。
本当に。
俺は食い物の感想には嘘はつかないぞ。俺がうまかったって言ったら、誰が食ったってうまい。万人におすすめできる評価だと思っていいぞ。シオンに実に美味しかったって伝えておいてくれ。
シオンにね、伝えておくよ。きっと喜ぶと思うよ。
We're not going along with Shion having giving it to me, not Mion, are we? Aren't we? Going along with Shion having given it to Mion, aren't we? Yet her laugh, it came from deep down, and it sounded really happy. Okay, so here's... I'm revising as shit is happening, because that... It might be... It doesn't make sense to me. And I think the reason why it doesn't make sense is that I'm thinking of this as a prequel. Oh, my brain. But I guess she really, that's nice enough that just looking at her makes me feel a lot better too. A sarcastic remark made its way onto my tongue, but I swallowed it back. As Mion went to put the bento in her bag, she noticed a clattering noise.
ケイちゃん、なんか入ってるよ。あれ？はあ。
She opened it? The thing inside was a little embarrassing, so I wish she hadn't opened it there. Panicking, I hit it with my hands.
な、これはだな。うちのお袋がお礼に入れとけって言ったんだ。別に俺のセンスじゃないんだからな。誤解すんなよ。
綺麗。 飴だ。
There's a handful of candies neatly wrapped in paper, the sparkly clean bento box. When I was clearing the box out yesterday in the sink, Mom came over and interrogated me, and I fessed up as to who had given me the food. Then she told me something like this called for a display of gratitude. I didn't want to because it was embarrassing, so I argued that it wouldn't be like me to do that.
というわけなんだ。まあ、その。
I was so embarrassed that it felt like fire might shoot. You guys just... Neon laughing the whole thing off like she usually did would be fine, but for some reason she was staring at the candy in the box with fascination.
ありがとう。
俺に言うな。入れたお袋に言ってくれ。それにミオンが俺を言う必要なんかないんだぞ。それはシオンにあげるものなんだから。
うん。
Oh, I hate you, game. Oh my goodness.
うん。シオンに伝えておくね。きっとシオンも嬉しがると思うよ。
Stop that. Neon looking a little downtrodden put the lid back on the box. Seemed like I ended up saying something a little mean at the end. Oh, I'm so confused.
今日はなんだかみーちゃんほんわかな感じだね。いいことでもあったのかな。
They have to be the same person but different personalities or some shit, or like something's going on.
風邪でもひいたんではありませんの？お顔が赤いのはきっと微熱のせいでしたよ。ってリカ、なんで私の頭を撫でますの？さとこもきっとそのうちお風邪をひけるようになりますですよ。
What the fuck? Oh. What does that mean? What does that scene mean? That was... Okay. They're killing me with this. Because I really want to believe that Shion's another person, but like, it's so... they've made it so obvious that it's not another person that I'm questioning whether or not I think it's an actual person anymore. But like, at the same time, they're also leaving like backtrack trails, you know, where they can just say like, oh, that's just because Mion was scared for Shion's life and she didn't want anybody to see Shion. I might have explained this before, but our phys ed teacher at our school is... Phys ed at our school is really just an exercise in disorder. After some random warm-ups, the rest of the time is spent doing whatever. You're free to cause a ruckus or just fall
よ
asleep.
くは知らないけど、教育委員会とかに教育指導要項とかあるだろう。何歳ならこれくらいの運動能力はなければいけないみたいなさ。
圭一さんが何を言ってるのか難しくてさっぱりですわ。先生の授業の進め方のルールみたいなものなの。
はっはっはっは。都会の軟弱な連中にはそういうのは必要だろうけどさ、田舎育ちのうちらが身体能力で劣ると思う？
僕たちは圭一が思ってるよりも運動神経はいいのです。
Come to think of it, they might be right. We all lined up for a race. There was a good chance I'd finish dead last if I didn't start off well. Let's just pray when a brutal penalty game is at stake, the 100-meter dash isn't a club activity.
ではそういうことで、俺はテレビの見過ぎで実睡眠時間の補給をさせてもらうぜ。空腹絶頂の4次元目。今寝ずにいつ寝るよ。
As I began to sprawl out on top of a pipe, Neon grabbed me by the collar.
ちっちっち。まさかおとなしく眠らせてもらえると思ってる？
その顔で言われたら、おとなしく寝る方が勇気がいりそうだ。
Good grief, which means it's going to start
さ
again.
て、
Or is it going to start again?
このまま井戸端会議でチャイムを待つなんて、熱き血潮の部活タイム。
ちぇ、案の定来やがったな。今日のゲームはなんだ？
Now that this is happening, taking a nap is impossible. Not just that, with this sleep-deprived head of mine, I'm as good as mincemeat. I'll have to get my brain into gear.
レナはそれより今日の罰ゲームは何かなの方が先だと思うな。
レナは分かってるね。今日もとびっきりのを用意してるよ。
She began to announce the cruel penalty game with a grand spinning flourish. But before she could do that,
ごめんなさいです。僕はちょっとやりたいことがありますです。
of all people, it was Rika-chan announcing her non-participation. Even rare events do eventually occur. Losing her time to Mion spun like a top as she tumbled to the ground. I can imagine
あ
that.
れれれれれれれ。何？どうしたの？今日は調子悪いの？
あ、そうか。みーちゃん、綿流しの練習だよ。そうですわよ。今度の日曜日ですもの。リカは猛特訓中なのですわよ。最近は頑張りすぎてお腕が痛いのです。
そっか。じゃあ仕方ないな。全員揃わないなら仕方ない。今日は各自のんびりしようかね。
ごめんなさいなのでも頑張りますですよ。頑張ってね。レナたちも応援してるからね。
When Mion announced that today's club activity was canceled, Rika-chan and Satoko headed off behind the school building. Only I was left alone, completely clueless as to what everybody was talking
一
about.
体何なんだ？リカちゃんは何か大会前とかで特訓をしてるのか？
リカちゃんは綿流しの巫女さんだから奉納の演舞をすることになっててね。その練習なの。
Why don't you explain things in order? First of all, what is this Watanagashi? Next, what do you mean by Shrine Maiden? Last, what do you mean by ritual dance?
あれ？ケイちゃん家には回覧板とか行ってない？書いてなかった？今度の日曜に綿流しのお祭りがあるって。
I would think of it. I have a feeling Mion did say something about it during dinner the other day.
綿流しはね、毎年6月の日曜日に神社でやるお祭りなの。とってもにぎわうんだよ。
なるほどな。確か布団とか土寺の供養だって言ってたよな。じゃああれか？演舞か何かで中に入ってる綿を取り出したりするのか？
お、さすがはケイちゃん。察しがいいね。綿流しはね、名前の通り綿を流すんだよ。
Okay. So we're just kind of explaining what went on in the last game. I've heard people offer things like needles or kitchen knives to their ancestors, or to causalities of war, but offering futons is a first. Yeah, we're all awestruck about that shit. What's the history behind that? Mion tilted her head pensively.
言われなんてほど難しいのはないと思うな。この辺って冬の寒さはかなり厳しいからね。布団とか斑点とかの防寒具を特に大切にしたからじゃないかな。
ああ、つまり冬の間お世話になった布団に感謝しようってわけだ。で、巫女さんが供養をして最後に川に流すわけか。それが綿流しってわけだろ。
Mion and Rena had indicated that I had the correct answer with a round of applause.
でねでね。その供養をする巫女さんの役がリカちゃんなの。
へえ、リカちゃんが巫女なんだ。言われてみればリカちゃんってどことなく。
だよね、だよね。リカちゃんの巫女さん姿ってね、はうかわいいんだよ。
Certainly does seem like it would suit her. Yeah, it might be cute.
ようやく話が
Why are
見
we
えてきたぞ。
spelling cute like that? Even in the subtext. I finally get what you're
リカちゃんの
saying.
言う特訓ってのはこの巫女さん役の練習。
そういうこと。巫女さんが布団をお祓いする一連のセレモニーを奉納演舞って呼ぶんだけどね。それの練習なんだよ。結構大変なんだな、これが。
巫女さんはね、祭事用の大きな桑を持って演舞をするんだけど、
リカちゃんってちっちゃいもんな。その重いクワってど。
かなり重いらしい。リカちゃんは餅つき用のキネで練習してるくらいだから。
Wait a minute, that's way too heavy. Forget about Rika-chan, that'd be rough even for me.
祭事用の神聖な桑だからね。間違 って落としちゃったら大変らしいし。
まあ年に一度のお勤めだからね。私たちは陰ながら応援するしかないね。大丈夫。去年もちゃんとやり遂げたんだから。
そっか。じゃあさ、せめて応援してやろうぜ。それくらいならいいだろう。
I was rather curious about exactly how she practiced. Shion laughed as she shook her head.
ほっといてあげなよ。ケイちゃんが来たらリカちゃんは可愛くなっちゃうから特訓ができなくなるよ。
リカちゃんはね、努力とかそういうのを人に見せるのが好きじゃないの。ね、そっとしておいてあげて。
Even the always cool and aloof Rika-chan has times where she sweats while giving it her all. Because she was always so well put together, she didn't want people to see an ungainly side of her. It's not like I couldn't understand that feeling.
俺にできるのは成功を祈ることだけってことか。
All I can do is pray for her success.
頑張れフルでリカ応援してるから。
Well then, I climbed up under the pipe and plopped down on my side.
フレリカちゃん、さらに応援の電波を高めるため、これより瞑想状態に入る。
結局寝るわけか。
Lackadaisical noontime ended up giving way to the mind-numbing afternoon classes. Rebounding from yesterday's hunger, I ate too much for lunch today, leaving me in a horrible condition.
さすがに食いすぎた。午後の授業は答える。
ケイチくん、今日はなんだかすごい食欲だったもんね。
基本的にいつも大食いだけどさ、今日はなんか格別だったね。
昨日は俺昼飯抜きだったろ。そのひもじさが染みついちゃってさ、今度は逆にいくら食っても食欲が底なしっていうか。
わかるよわかるよ。しかしケイちゃんってさ、いつもお弁当ご飯一粒も残さないっていうか。
食べ物ってのは作ってくれた人に感謝して食べるもの。残したら苦労して作ってくれた人に失礼だろ。
Hearing that, Mian's eyes momentarily widened in surprise, followed by a cool laugh.
ケイちゃんってさ、ぱっと見ワイルドでいい加減そうなんだけど、結構律儀だよね。
Be pretty conscientious.
しつけがいいというか。
それはレナも思うな。ケイチくんって見かけよりずっと優しい人だよ。
Both of them were probably trying to compliment me, but I had a strange feeling I wasn't being complimented at all.
そんなことないって。見かけと中身は大違いってそう言いたいんだよ。
それが褒めてねって言ってんだよ。
Hold on. See, like, I thought that, right? Like, this is a thought? I don't know.
園崎さん、前原くん、授業中ですよ。園崎さんはどこまで進みましたか？ノートを持ってきてください。
Startled, Mian vocalized a rather easy to understand utterance. She was so enthralled in the conversation she had stopped working completely.
まあそこそこに。
さっきから全然進んでないじゃないですか。最上級生なんだからもっとしっかりしないといけませんよ。
At Mian, it looks like she's getting lectured. Poor bastard.
人は見かけによらないっていうことだね。むしろ見かけとは逆が誠かもしれないよ。
面白いこと言うじゃねえか。
Oh, don't do that. Responding to Rena's unseemingly profound statement, I turned my gaze towards Satoko, who was happily studying together with Rika-chan. This statement right here is the biggest statement of the entire game right here. Actually, appearance might be the opposite of reality. Boom confirms my suspicion that Mion is a different thing, and that is all I need to know.
あの生意気盛りのサトコも実は見かけとは逆にすげえ塩らしいってのかよ。
Because that means Rena is the opposite of what she actually is, evil and twisted and shit. Mion is the opposite of what she actually is, but then Shion might also be the opposite of what she actually is. Went by what Rena literally said, then that would be the case. I could hardly imagine Satoko being a meek and gentle girl in some fairy tale.
最近はあんな感じだけど、ちょっと前までは違ったんだよ。
Oh, get out of here. No.
すごい甘えん坊で、いつも。さとこちゃんには内緒ね。
あのサトコが甘えん坊
Toko to play coy. I think that would have to be some part of the calculated plot. Okay. So much stuff in this little area right here. Even if she was to hide behind someone, I wouldn't think it was because she was attached to them. Satoko's brother was Satoshi. Satoshi dies, she gets converted into the demon group, that's why she's acting differently towards me, who I'm a different person, because her brother and an entire family is dead. Same thing with Rika, isn't Rika's entire family dead? Or no, was it just Satoshi that died? I know that one of them doesn't have parents.
おいサトコ
なんですの、お兄様。
The dream, by the way. This is a dream. I just have to reassure myself that this is a dream. By the way, for every 3 steps forward Satoko took, for some reason I took 3 steps away.
お兄様、なんで逃げますの？
すまんサトコお前が愛想笑いして近づいてくると何かの罠のような気がするんだよ。
ひどいですわ。お兄様の意地悪。
ごめん別に悪気があったわけじゃないんだ。
Weeping Satoko came closer to me. A sucker for tears. A bear trap. My leg was being clamped down on by jagged metal teeth.
かかりましたわね。
I feel like that would happen actually in the game.
続けていきますわよ。
Toko raised her right arm triumphantly and traps began to trigger one after another. Suddenly the wall sprang forward, throwing me 3 blocks away. I saw a giant metal ball covered in spikes hurtling towards me. On top of that, in the direction the ball would knock me was a giant guillotine.
よくわかんないけど、ケイチ君、今すっごく突拍子もない想像してなかった？
You're a demon, stop reading my mind.
いや別に全然してないぞ。
嘘だ。トゲ付き鉄球に潰されるって顔してたよ。
Stop reading my mind, girl. It doesn't.
すまん
It doesn't convey
塩ら
that.
しいサトコの想像ってのはかなり無理がある。
Imagining a meek and gentle Satoko's
今度体調がいい時に再トライしてみるよ。
Next, I look over at Rika-chan, who was working diligently on some kanji drills. In contrast to Satoko, her default state was meek and gentle. If Rika-chan came at me saying "Oni-sama," I'd hug her tightly. I could get used to that.
ケイチ君よだれ。
あごめんじゃあリカちゃんはどうだよ。あれも見かけによらないってのかよ。
Saying that out loud, I felt a tinge of doubt. Is Rika-chan really all sweet? Despite her appearance, she was really quite sly. Sweetly, how do you put it, evading things deftly?
確かにリカちゃんはただ可愛いだけじゃない気がするな。確かに見かけによらないぞ。
I couldn't put exactly what I was imagining into words, but Rena managed to say what I wanted to. She turned to me with an impish look in her eyes. Like she was saying, you shouldn't say something like
リカ
that.
ちゃんはきっと大きくなったらね、すっごい美人になって男の人を振り回す、そういうのかっこよくない？
And I said that lightheartedly, but as a man, I couldn't laugh at that. Scary part about that is it felt like it could be true. Noticing my gaze, Rika-chan turns towards me and let loose an angelic smile. Both Ren and I, feeling as if it was directed towards us personally, had our hearts skip a beat.
かわいいね、かわいいね。
レナ、話。
Appearances can be deceiving, huh? Well then. What about our dear leader Mion? I stared at her as she tried to weasel her way out of her scolding by the teacher. By Rena's theory, that unrefined, calculating, convincing Mion also had a side that belied appearances.
じゃあなんだよ。あのミオンも見かけによらず、実はいいやつだって言いたいのかよ。
みーちゃんはいい人だよ。
あ、まあそりゃそうだけどさ。そういう意味じゃなくて、その。
ケイチくんの言いたい意味、わかるよ。
Catching on that I was struggling to express my feelings as words, Rena smiled even more brightly.
わかるって何がだよ。
みーちゃんって不思議でしょ？女の子なんだけど男の子みたいっていうか。
That's right. Mion was more aware that she was a girl, but it was exactly as Rena said. When Mion livened up the mood, it wasn't as though she felt a guy or girl specifically, but a friend of the same
あい
gender.
つが男だったらきっと意気投合するだろうな。で、そりゃ今と同じか。
でもね、そんなみーちゃんも本当はすっごく女の子らしいんだよ。
レナ、お前ミオンにいくらもらったんだよ。
違うの。もうちゃんとした話をしてるんだよ。
Part of me thinks I'm just being stubborn. I'll
み
talk
ー
about
ちゃ
it
んは
after.
部活の部長さんだからみんなのリーダーとして本当はとっても可愛い女の子なんだよ。それ特にケイチくんには忘れてほしくないな。
Gaze focused off into the distance beyond where Mion was. The Mion that I had met at Angel Moore was unimaginably different compared to the Mion that I normally knew. Flustered and hesitant from the unfamiliar job. It was a far cry from the brash and confident Mion. Even though she had to hurry to work, she went through all the trouble to bring me food while I was on the brink of starvation, and she did so not as Mion but Shion. What exactly was Shion to Mion? Exactly what kind of person was Mion exactly?
多分ケイチくんには想像つかないと思うな。
This is probably the most frustrating part. As if to say it was our little secret, Rena held up her finger to her lips as she giggled. Okay, so this could actually be more devilish than this line seems. Keiichi-kun probably couldn't even begin to imagine. As if to say it was our little secret, Rena held up her finger to her lips as she giggled. That right there is crazy, because it might just mean that she's trying to give me a hint that she's actually like terrible. But it's trying to make me think that Shion is not another person. Oh, it is rough right now. Like, I'm being real stubborn about this whole Shion thing because I'm so like...
さんはね、人生に必要な勉強は小学校までで十分だと思ってんだよ。
So man, you see, thinks that the grade school is enough for everything you need to study for in life. Saying that, she plopped down into her seat violently. Ian was actually really feminine, right? I wonder if I can meet Shion again. I wanted to talk to her again. Principal waved the bell that served as the school chime. The teacher rushed to the blackboard, or back to the blackboard, and began to list everybody's homework assignments.
今日は宿題が結構出そうだね。
じゃあさ、レナもってことか？
何がかな。
人は見かけによらないって話、レナもってことになるのか？
えケイチ君にはレナのことどう見えるかな。
Whenever Yugu that I knew sometimes took things too far, but generally was a kind and gentle ideal girl.
本当にだったら嬉しいかな。
Like, that was a thought, right?
逆なのだとしたら？
If I were really the opposite. Try saying it, I won't be mad. That's what I felt she
レ
meant.
ナは
レナは
逆になってもレナだよ。だろ？
This question should have been so nerve-wracking to answer. Maybe it was because the person in question was staring at me, but even saying that took a strange amount of effort.
ずるいな、ケイチ君。そんな言い方されちゃったら気になっちゃうよ。
Perhaps unable to endure my silence, Rena's face began to burn red with embarrassment.
レナ、ケイちゃん、帰ろ帰ろ。
Shion walked over and started getting ready to go home. Whenever school is over, she really does get noticeably more energetic. It was the same relaxing walk home as always. Digging around my pocket on a whim, I noticed something that should have been there was missing.
どうしたの、ケイちゃん？
いつも持ってるはずのうちの鍵がないんだよ。参ったな。どこにやっちゃったかな。親はいるから今日はいいけど、まずいよな。
それは困るね。忘れてきたの？それとも落としちゃったのかな？
Was it take it home with me this morning in the first place?
ケイちゃん、その鍵の特徴は？
Oh, that's not good.
うん。キーホルダーがついてる。昔夏休みの宿題で作らされたやつで、青いオットセイな。
あれ？目をつぶった感じでお昼寝してるみたいなやつ？
なんで知ってるんだよ。そうそう、それだよ。
Yeah, looked away, began to whistle.
さ、おとといケイちゃん、エンジェルモートに食事に行ったでしょ。その晩さ、お店で鍵の落とし物があったんだよ。それにオットセイのキーホルダーがついてた。
She said that she suddenly grew flustered and added that Shion had told her about it.
あの時に落としちゃったのか。
でも見つかってよかったね。お店がきっと預かってくれてるよ。
そうだね。言ってみなよ。シオンの顔、私と同じだからわかるでしょ。
This was a rather unexpected development. Once again, I had no choice but to go and meet with Shion. I had to thank her from the bento from yesterday. Besides, taking some time and chatting with this other side of Mion might be interesting. Half jokingly, I began to think about things like this.
そうだな。エンジェルモートだっけ？シオンの店に行って鍵を返してもらって、ついでにお茶でも飲んで優雅に過ごすってのも悪くないな。
なんだか英国紳士みたいだね。ケイちゃんには似合わないかも。
ひょっとしてそのお店かな？みーちゃんの妹の働いてるお店は。
ああ、なんならレナも一緒に行くか。
ちょっと残念だけど、今日はお父さんと約束があるからまたの機会にするね。
And I seemed pretty disappointed about having to miss such a great opportunity.
双子だそうだけど、そんなにそっくりなのかな？間違えるくらい？
ああ、そっくりだ。外見だけはそっくりだ。中身はミオンと違って おしとやかで実に可愛らしいのにな。
In response to my teasing, Mion pouted and began to argue with me. Couldn't help but burst out laughing at Mion's little farce. After all, they weren't just identical, they were the same person. Oh, I hate you. I hate you. After going home, I changed my clothes and dug my bike out of the garage. Just thinking that I'd be able to meet Shion again made me a mysterious feeling. Shion, a name for a different kind of Mion. She was a mysterious and ridiculous person, believing she had fooled everyone like that. I noticed that I was pedaling along quite happily because you like her. Could it be that I was looking forward to meeting Shion? Why is there no mention of Shion in the next game, or in the previous game? There's not one mention of this girl. Why? What Rena had said about Mion actually being what Rena had said about Mion actually being feminine sprang to mind once again. The guilt from spying on another side of Mion, the self-consciousness that from being the only one that knew about that side, these feelings mixed together. That was Shion for you, Mion's little twin sister. Until she felt like coming out and admitting she was Mion, it was fine to just call her Shion, right? Mion might be trying to have some fun by acting out a different persona. Last time I wasn't embarrassed since I was here with Dad, but this time I was alone. I was strangely self-conscious about it. Meet Shion, get my key back. It was all this task was supposed to be. If I dawdle around like this, maybe Shion would find me before she headed in for work. Hey, what are you doing, Keiichi Maebara? You're just here to get your key back, you know? It's not like you're some love-struck schoolboy here to hand over a love letter. Although, could. Came to the realization that I was downright giddy. That's why, just for a bit. Tiny little bit. What did you do? Why? Yeah. Yeah, you did. The 3 bikes. I'm surprised there wasn't an explosion there. The 3 bikes. They caused me to snap me back into my senses. The owners of those 3 bikes were right there. Oh goodness me! They looked exactly what you would call thugs up to no good. They lifted their heads up in an imposing manner and yelled angrily in a way that I've never heard before. They then beeline towards me, the worn-down heels of their thin-soled shoes slapping noisily against the pavement. I could only stare listlessly as if I were watching some far-off event that didn't concern me at all. You're about to be the Prince of Bel-Air, dude. By the time I realized it, I had been grabbed by the collar and lifted up onto my tippy-toes. We also got the Higurashi playing in the back. These thugs were completely ignoring the rules of grammar, but the way they spoke was enough to make me tremble. It's like that, my composure drained away, my legs buckled, and my throat grew dry enough to crack. I was completely at fault, so there was nothing I could say in my defense. As a result, I pulled even higher. Three of them continued to yell at me. I had no idea what each of them were saying. Getting further enraged that I was only listening while dumbstruck, they grabbed an empty plastic crate from the nearby store and began to smash it repeatedly against the telephone pole. Cracks formed in the plastic crate, shards flying everywhere. Slammed it full force into the storefront. Shutter let out a frightening loud noise. Still not satisfied, they flipped over a case of empty cans, scattering its contents all over the place. This was not normal. Something you saw often in television or in manga, but I never thought seeing it in person would be this terrifying. I became painfully aware that the safety of civilized society was only held up by such a frail concept as morals. My knees clattered together noisily. Static began to pepper my vision, what you would call absolute terror. There's nothing I could do to stop this frightening spectacle of violence. I could only pray for help. Fear I felt was just too much. Somebody help me? My gaze floundered about the surrounding area. I was surrounded by these three hoodlums. No way would there be a passerby brave enough to intervene. This is what you would call repaying what you sow, or reaping what you reaping what you sow. If I were a passerby, there would be no doubt that I'd ignore what was going on. So this was somewhat of a cosmic retribution. Angry yelling loud enough to rattle my eardrums spewed forth right in front of my face. My waning consciousness was forcefully dragged back to the forefront. Thug had cocked his free hand back, twisted his body, when suddenly a metallic taste filtered through the back of my throat. Chill ran down my spine like a jolt of electricity. Seeing what was going to happen next, I squeezed my eyes shut as tightly as possible and gripped my teeth.
やかましいよクソボケどもが。私の目の黒いうちに失せな。
Which was a short distance away. Still holding me by the collar, the three thugs spun around to look behind them. That's the same voice actor for sure. Standing there was Mion. She stood there displaying an imposing nature that I'd never seen before. She didn't have the same look on her face as she did when we were playing around during club. Those are the eyes that would instill fear in anyone who looked upon them, the eyes of a raptor. They were the epitome of terror. At the same time, they were the most reassuring things in the world.
もう一度だけ言うよ。ケイちゃん話してとっとと失せな。
And without an ounce of fear, laid down her ultimatum. Of course, there was no way those three wouldn't go absolutely berserk. I should end it here. Don't you guys want to see what happens, though? You guys want to see what happens. The situation instantly turned explosively dangerous. Stop it, Mion. These guys are like rabid dogs. Oh my god, what if she gets an injury and it instantly heals and I know? Oh. No amount of bluffing would work. I knew what I was saying was pathetic, but I couldn't let Mion get involved in this. No matter how you looked at it, Mion was the only one only bluffing. But did Mion even know the word bluff? However, the reason behind everything soon became apparent. They were slowly increasing in number, little by little. First, it was only businessmen on their way home stopping to take a look. Then it was housewives in the middle of shopping taking a gander. Next, what seemed like the owner of some store showed up, and it was pretty clear he wasn't just looking. Around me, there was already about 7 people gathered. It felt more than people coming out to support a friend. If I had to say why, it was because the group that gathered was diverse in age and gender. The 3 thugs seemed to slowly realize that there was something strange about the situation. Behind them, at some point, 4 more people of different clothes and ages had gathered. A girl who looked to be in middle school, a man wearing a bakery apron, a house cleaning smock, 1 more people of various ages. Their gaze, comparable to Mion's, were of hostility, of intimidation. Before I realized it, over 10 people had formed a ring around us. At that moment, 5 elementary schoolers ran in and joined the circle. There were some familiar faces, some of our classmates. More people from Hinamizawa gathered around. In obvious contrast, the residents of The Mio were passing by as quickly as possible. The group surrounding us had suddenly swelled to around 20 people. Completely encircled, the faces of the thugs began to show the first signs of panic. Nobody spoke a word, Mion included. That made everything completely unnatural, and depending on which side you were on, completely terrifying. Only the thugs' voices echoed out like they were screaming. Somebody took a step forward, closing the gap between them. As they did, everybody else took a step forward, shrinking the circle. The hoodlums went pale as they were pushed together back to back, while still yelling angrily. They were trying to string together vulgarities, but for some reason it sounded like they were crying out for help. It was sudden. A solidly built officer cut his way through the crowd. At some point, 2 police cars had arrived. Some passerby had undoubtedly called for them. Several burly officers appeared from inside the second vehicle. The extortionist caught red-handed. Please arrest them. Anne returned to her usual self while nonchalantly pointing out the hoodlums to the police. Of course, the thugs were furious, but now that it had come to this, there was nothing they could do. It was their loss. Come on already. The officer had handcuffed the thugs and dragged them towards the patrol cars. No matter how much of a ruckus they caused, the officers paid no heed. In the blink of an eye, they were crammed inside 2 vehicles. They could still be heard while yelling inside the police cars, but they were saying it was no longer intelligible. Oh my, his voice. He's probably a detective, and leading the police peered at my face.
それは不幸中の幸いです。では、良いお年を。市民の皆さんの迅速な通報に感謝します。
His appearance is weird here.
住民の皆さんの連帯のおかげで、今日も町の平穏が素晴らしいことで。
お仕事ご苦労様です。大石刑事殿。住民を代表して日頃の公務に感謝。一家の刑事がわざわざこんなところまでおいでくださるとは光栄の極みです。
偶然です。県警の帰り道に無線連絡が入りました。寄り道したわけです。
お仕事頑張ってください。今後のご活躍を切に祈って。
いえいえ。でも怪我人が出なくて本当に良かったです。
大石さん、オーケーっす。行きましょ
う。Okay.
ではでは、良いおと失礼。道を開けてもらえますかな。
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. I don't know how far away we are from the halfway point, which could make things in the next episode a little weird, but we'll go ahead and end it here. Seeing as the fight had just broken up, Shion's looking a little mad at Oishi-san. I kind of wanted Shion to get into a fight there, but then I thought it was also interesting that the residents of Hinamizawa were kind of there. Circling me, organized, like I don't know, it seemed weird. I have a lot of opinions on like what could be and what couldn't be. I think what's really frustrating about this is that there's a lack of information on everything about this game, this specific chapter. At least with the last chapter, the last chapter I was in, there was it was, you started from nothing, so the game explained everything, and you got to kind of experience Rena's turn all the way through the ship. This game is at an undetermined point in time, which could be a prequel, which I'm saying pretty much confidently that it's a prequel right now, but you don't know when this is in the story. So going from the first one, which you knew exactly where you were in the story because you were in the present. You were in the present the entire time you were in the story. Now you're in somewhere. The reason why I'm not ruling out the future is because it could be that I'm in some sort of like hallucinogen state, like drug state, and I could wake up, kind of like We Happy Few, where like you take the drug and then as soon as you stop taking the drug, you see everything as terrible. So that could be where I'm at, or it could be a prequel where everything is just happening before my eyes and I'm trying to figure out what happened. But then if you mention this as a prequel, there was no mention at all of Shion in the first one, unless I completely missed like a line of dialogue in the first one. There's no mention of this girl. So either she's Mion, or some shit happened to Mion, and if some shit happened to Shion or whatever, we would most certainly be talking about it in the future one if this was a prequel. Unless this isn't a prequel. But so then that throws everything out of whack. There's so much of a lack of information about when this is taking place. Who is who? There's so much confusion in this chapter that is blowing my mind. But I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this, please hit the like button. I really appreciate it. I know I was voicing a lot of my opinions today, but that's because Shion is best girl, and you cannot convince me otherwise. Let's just real quick look at her sprite, because I want to see. Oops, that is not the correct button. Fuck, what was the button to make it? Original. Very interesting. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace out, you guys.